Hello, my little hackmons. So, Halloween Horror Nights has dropped 3 announcements. I am so sorry that I was not able to cover them in time, but we're going to talk about them today, and I'm going to try something new. We're going to try that sort of style of video where someone's talking about something, but they're doing their makeup at the same time. We'll just see how it goes. Let's get right into it. So our first announcement was Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's like we all knew this was coming. Every year, the community has been like, oh, this is going to be the year of Five Nights at Freddy's. And with each passing year, we started being like, okay, maybe not. But it finally happened this year. And oh, I forgot how to use skin putty. Oh no. I'm very excited about this because, you know, it's Five Nights at frickin' Freddy Faz frickin' Bears. But also because obviously FNAF is, what I love about FNAF is that it's clearly a universal series in terms of the age demographics. Like, little kids love it, adults love it, everyone in between loves it. So this is probably going to bring a lot of new people into the haunted attractions community that probably wouldn't have thought about it otherwise, which I always love to see. And you know, oh my god, the merchandise is going to go so incredibly hard. I mean, FNAF merch is already great as is. Horror Nights merch never misses. So whatever they're doing up there in the hidden parts of Universal that they don't let the guests access, they're cooking. I guess he's the ghoul, the cowboy zombie looking character. I do really like him. I've kind of got that going on right now. I wonder if this is what he uses. It's called skin putty. I do really like his design, and I think him alone, if the rest of the house is a complete train wreck, like, he's gonna be the standout. I mean, when it comes to live horror, I think post-apocalyptic stuff, if done right, can actually be pretty disturbing. So it's not all bad here. I'm just not familiar with this series, and I don't really know, like, should I play the games or watch the show before I go, or is that going to make it less scary for me? I want you guys' opinion. Ugh, the trypophobia is not trypophobing. I was able to make a couple vaguely hole-shaped dents in my face, so let's try and fill these up with blood. Yeah, I don't mean to sound like a negative Nancy about Fallout. I'm just kind of unsure because it's not classified as a horror series, but I'm sure we've had those before at Horror Nights, right? The first thing that comes to mind is like Beetlejuice, but that's still like horror comedy because you can never have too much stipple brush in this life. What if I go over the putty with this like more pinkish kind of shade and tint the background so the little holes pop out more? Ooh, yeah. And our last announcement is Jason Universe, which was announced on Friday the 13th. And I feel like the Horror Nights marketing team has been waiting their whole entire lives to do that. And honestly, I would do the same if I were them. The blurb we got is very generic though. It says, the iconic horror villain Jason Voorhees is coming for you. Step into his terrifying world, from his sinister shack in the woods to the summer camp where it all began. Like, can't that just describe, like, every Friday the 13th attraction that has ever been at Horror Nights? And it's not to put down the series or anything, because I know there are a lot of people who have been waiting a long time for this. I accidentally got rid of the holes here, which was what I was trying to do, but now it looks like it's clotted up, and that's pretty cool too. But I mean, speculation-wise, like, we really don't have much to go off of what this is actually going to be like here, aside from, you know, all the other Friday the 13th houses that Horror Nights has done, which you never know, they could do something completely out of left field this year. What does this mean for our predictions that, like, the majority of the community has agreed on? Well, pretty much these were all things that that people were like, oh, this is gonna happen, mark my words. And a lot of us didn't take those people seriously. And apologies on behalf to the part of the community that didn't take you seriously. I'm apologizing to the people that were right. Because you were right, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. Check this out, I've got leftover sticky stuff in my hand, so I can just like pull up the toothpicks with my palm. Is that neat? So what you're probably all wondering now is, what does this mean for the rest of the speculated houses? When in doubt, rub liquid latex hard with your fingers so you can make the holes I was trying to make in the beginning. Oh, they're a bit bigger than I wanted them to be, but that's okay. I think it means that this year we're probably getting some very unconventional picks. And what I mean by that is we're probably gonna get IPs that not everyone thinks like has a good shot at being in. For example, Friday the 13th, like the movie franchise, has been involved in a lot of weird legal copyright disputes. So for a while, we kind of accepted like a Friday the 13th house is never gonna come to Horror Nights because of that. But then like out of the blue, it just happened. So I think we're gonna get more stuff like that, where a lot of like the Inside Universal Forum fans, you know, used to say, oh, they could never do this, and then it does. Because we got Friday the 13th, that's like that Five Nights at Freddy's, which there was a lot of pushback against, like, oh, this isn't possible. We got Fallout, which isn't even like traditionally horror. So I think this speculation season, the rest of it, is gonna throw a lot of curveballs at us. This is so not what I was going for, but it looks alright. See what happens if you put gloss on the blood parts. Like, will it make it look more liquidy or something? Oh yeah, the difference is probably barely noticeable on video, but in real life it makes it look so much fresher. This is why I love live horror, like Halloween Horror Nights. Like, yes, I do love scary movies, but I prefer live horror because there's so much you can do in real life that doesn't really work in a movie context. Look at myself in the mirror, and this actually looks vile close up. So what do I personally think we're getting next? I think that we might get something, we might get an IP that the community has completely forgotten about. And I know this is completely random, but, ooh, kind of messed that up actually. Just floating it out there as an example, The Conjuring. We had, it was a very similar sentiment about The Conjuring that a lot of us had about Friday the 13th, where like, oh, this is caught up in some weird legal battle stuff. I don't really have anything specific in mind, but I think we're going down the route of something no one's considered yet, or at least like no one active in the Horror Nights community, you know, the podcasters, the big posters on Inside Universal, like no one's really floated this out there as an idea yet. I don't really know where I'm going with this anymore. But yeah, those are the most recent announcements for Halloween Horror Nights. We talked about them. We very badly speculated on what could be coming next. And I am very excited to see what's up and to go to the event. Guys, I promise you the makeup looks so much better in close-up photos. Look. Isn't it pretty?